Welcome everyone, Dylan Gemelli here today with a brand new video for you, and today I want to talk about stacking, testosterone, Deca, and Primobolan. Alright, so let's get right into it. Now this is a classic stack. This is one that many will tell you was a favorite of Arnold's, whatever. This is a classic stack, one of my favorites. This is an ultimate recomposition stack. You can bulk with it, you can cut with it. Don't let anybody ever tell you that Deca is this big, water balloon, you're going to gain all this water weight, Listen, that is not true, okay? It's not. Is it possible? Sure. And why is it possible? Well, people running tests too high with it, people eating like shit on cycle, people not controlling side effects, running doses too high, running things too long. Yeah, then things can happen. All right? If you respect Deca, if you run it right, if you protect yourself, it's so awesome. There's not anywhere near the amount of side effects with it, and you can be extremely dry on it, okay? There's always factors that come into play, and that's really up to you to respect it and to run it right. But I'm going to teach you how to run this cycle to get maximum type of gains off of it and to get everything and then some that you want from it. But you got to listen to me and you got to do it in the right way. So I would run this 14 weeks because Deca is a much longer ester and we want to, let it shine, but we don't want to run it too long either. All right, so we got to control that. Now, this is the key here. Everybody will always ask, well, what's the right ratio between test and Deca, or like test and trend? Those are always the two. All right, there is no right ratio there because everybody's different. Some people will tell you that you got to run test higher, run Deca lower, and vice versa. Some people will tell you to run Deca without test. Some guys that I really respect, all right, will tell you that. I just personally don't like that. I have reasons. I'll do separate videos on that. I do listen to my colleagues though, and I do accept what they say, and it works for some people and it doesn't for others, just like anything else. I am not going to recommend that. I am not a fan of that, but I have a lot of people I hold in high regard that are. So I'm not going to talk shit at all. I'm a believer in different methods, different ways, and people all respond differently. I'm going to give you my way that I know has worked in the past, not just for me, but for so many people that I've coached. I always keep these doses either equal or right there next to each other. So for me personally, I'm going to tell you to run test and Deca both at 300 to 350 milligrams for these 14 weeks. There is no need to run Deca any higher than 400 milligrams. And I'm sorry, but you don't need to be running test over 500 milligrams. And I don't even like 500, but whatever. You can do whatever you want. And if you believe that I am just an idiot and a moron and you don't want to follow that, good for you. And that's fine. I don't need to hear any bullshit or rhetoric or any comments or whatever. I don't care. All right? That's up to you and that's fine. That is the beauty of life and being free. You can choose to do it however the hell you want. I'm going to coach you on the ways that I know work. So 300 to 350 milligrams. Primobolan, I would go 500 to 600 milligrams a day. Or a week, I'm sorry, not a day. You don't want to do that a day. And these are all weekly doses, just so that we're clear. I'm sure most of you know that, but if you're new to this, you may not. So that is really, in a nutshell, that's it. It's not difficult. It's not anything. We're not reinventing the wheel here. You don't have to go crazy with dosing. Look, you got to control your estrogen. You got to control your prolactin. It shouldn't be bad on 300 to 350 milligrams. I know, like me, I have a higher rate of estrogen conversion, so I'm still going to need, a good dose of Aromacin or Arimidex, even with a lower dose of test. Some of you may not. I can't speak on that for you. I can give you general recommended doses, but you are responsible for your blood work, and you are responsible for monitoring, and you are responsible for knowing what your body can and cannot handle. I will give you guidelines, like general doses, average doses for Aromacin are 12.5 milligrams every other day, and Arimidex are 0.5 milligrams every other day. But that does not mean that you will need that, or that doesn't mean it would be enough. Now, for prolactin with Deca, at 300 milligrams, you should be okay with just vitamin B6. However, some people are not, and you would need cabergoline, Dostanex, or Promi. One or the other. I prefer Caber. less side effects, easier, on your body in general, I guess. Some people would argue that. I will say Promi is a little bit more effective, but they're both very effective. And that's up to you, too, on what you use. But those are things that you've got to consider. You do need a post-cycle therapy with this. I would recommend at least a 6-week post-cycle therapy. I have post-cycle therapy videos that you can watch and learn how to run a proper post-cycle therapy. Okay? Don't overcomplicate this. Don't make it harder than it is. The cycle itself is not difficult. If you just run it right, you can get tremendous, tremendous results. Strength, endurance increases because Primobolan can help with that. You can stay really dry and really cut on this. And you can definitely gain size and drop body fat, but you got to have your diet in check. Your training's got to be consistent. And you got to be under control with your doses, and you can't get greedy. More is not always better, and just remember that. So that being said, please, please, please make sure to subscribe to the channel. We got to get this thing back up and moving, and follow along because there's going to be a lot more content coming. That being said, stay tuned for plenty more to come. Dylan Gemelli signing off.